It's quite the find. Hello friends, and welcome back to Crow's Thrifty Finds. My name is Melanie. So this week's video is going to be a little different than anything I've done before. I try to keep my channel what I would like to call fluff free. But I know as I continue to get more subscribers on this channel, you know, maybe it doesn't hurt every once in a while to be more personal and talk, you know, a little bit about, you know, things that are going on in my life personally and how it affects, you know, what I do as a reseller. And I feel like today might be the day to do that. So I'm giving you that heads up about this video today, and it may not be everybody's bag, and that's okay. I'm just here to, you know, put this piece of my life out there because it does connect with reselling, absolutely. So I found out the other day that I am getting laid off from my job, and I have 30 days that I'll be continuing to work for the company, and then it's unknown what happens after that. I may be able to get a job at another department, but it's kind of a matter of, is this the best fit for me? Is it what I want to be doing? Is the compensation what I want to be making at a job like that? You know, there's a lot of questions that I just don't know the answer to yet. And I'm going through all the stages of grief about the circumstances that, you know, led to this, you know, and just the stress in general with not, you know, knowing where your income is going to be coming from, you know, fully in a month. But I'll tell you what is good is that I also have another tool in my belt, and I am a reseller. So I you know, I've had this side hustle for many, many years. And what's great about having a side hustle like reselling is that you have it to fall back on should something happen with your regular employment. And of course, there's plenty of people who do reselling as their job. That's what they do. And they make great careers out of it. And so, you know, maybe some of you might be asking, well, Melanie, are you going to maybe resell full time? Is that something you're considering as a possibility? And here's the thing about reselling full time. You have to be very prepared financially to do that. You need to have money put aside, you know, that you'll use towards purchasing items. You know, you can start with stuff you have in your house, but I mean, if you're already a seasoned reseller and you've got that, you know, money set aside from your side hustle, you know, that's good money to start a full-time business with. And so the answer to that question at this point is maybe. I mean, I'm kind of being launched into not having a choice. If I don't find something in the next 30 days, I will be reselling full-time with no other choice. And it will be interesting to see how that goes. I do feel like I have a little bit of a financial ability to start, you know, full-time. I'm not paycheck to paycheck. Like I think there's, you know, a chance that I can thrive doing it full time, but I am just scared because there are things to be scared about. I wouldn't consider myself a control freak per se, but you have to think, you know, when you're going into reselling full time, you have to think about the things that you cannot control, the pieces of reselling that you cannot control. As I've mentioned in other videos, you can't control how many people buy your things. You can do your best to source the best items that you believe will sell. They have good sell-through rates, but that does not guarantee that you will get regular sales. We can never predict that. We know eBay ebbs and flows. I say that all the time on my channel. So can you handle your business financially with the ebbs and flows. And that is the piece that scares me. But I also tell myself that if I have twice as much time to source because I'm no longer using my time at my regular full-time job, I will be able to get that many more items, go to that many more places. Unfortunately, this time of year, I wish this had happened in May and I had garage sales, because man, I could hit up so many more garage sales. But being in North Dakota, our garage sales have a season where they end, and we're in it, and they're tapering down. There's maybe going to be a few more if I'm lucky, to hit up, but by 30 days from now, there'll be a lot less. And I, will only have thrift stores, storage units, Facebook Marketplace. But I mean, these are still great resources. And if I have more time to dedicate to, looking online to see what I can find on Marketplace, to going on, shopgoodwill.com and trying to get some auctions for a good price, being able to look at Facebook Marketplace outside of my immediate area, but having the time to drive to these further areas if the item is really that good and worth picking up. So, these are all things that I may not have had all the time in the world to do before. I mean, I also, have two kids, I'm a mom, and I need to continue to have time to give to them, but being a reseller full time gives me some more time with my kids too, because a lot of times they get home from school and I'm still working, and there's ways now that I can get more time with my kids, and I'll be readily available if somebody needs to be picked up from school for some reason, somebody's sick, somebody has a doctor's appointment, whatever. I will be that much more available, and that is definitely a win and something, a luxury I wouldn't mind having. So I don't really know what lies ahead for me, but I have to think about, kind of all the sides of how this would work. And I'm not the type of person that's going to just take a job to have a job, because I think that will severely impact like my mental well-being. Like I cannot just be in a job that I'm not completely happy with. Like I'm just not that type of person. But reselling makes me very happy. And I know my well-being would be very good in the sense of like doing what I love and doing what I like to be doing. And even my therapist kind of pushed me in the direction. She's like, you have all the tools you need, to be a full-time reseller. You just need the confidence that you can do it. And I think maybe that's the issue. I just need to be able to believe in myself and give it a shot and see what happens. Like maybe life throws us into these circumstances, as a way to usher us into stepping out of our comfort zone and doing something that we normally wouldn't choose to do. And it's not that I don't love reselling, it's just it scares me to have that, knowing that it is my main source of income, because I am not making big bucks from YouTube. I'm still a new channel, so that is not a source of a source of income I'm even counting in this run of things. There's a lot of misconceptions I think on how much YouTubers make. Like when you have a small channel like mine, it's not much. So it's not that I'm considering YouTube as a career in itself at this point. I'd love to do that too, but not at this time. So, I'm figuring out what to do with my life one day at a time. But, this was obviously big news that I'm, still working on accepting and dealing with, but I wanted to share that with you all, and so you can stay tuned with me on my next adventure. If I'm reselling more, and doing that as my career, I might even have time to make more videos more frequently. And give you all more information about what's in my brain. There's lots of unknowns still, but I wanted to share this video just to update on what's going on with me, and also something for you all to consider if you're all thinking about going full-time as a reseller. Maybe these food for thought that I've shared with you today, was helpful as well. I'm not sure, but it is a big step to go solo as a reseller, as that being your only thing that you're doing for work. So it's a big step to make, but sometimes life throws you into that big step and it ends up being something great. So stay tuned, I guess. So that's it for now. This is Melanie with Crow's Thrifty Finds. I'll see you next week.